Testing 1, 2, 3. Give me a sec while I get to my chair. Settle myself right in. There you go. You work, work, work. Me. Let's get that light sound in there. Let's go. Me. Come on. Testing 1, 2, 3. Whoa, I just heard that loud firecracker outside. Woo! And a car alarm just went off. Testing. Come on now. Testing. Testing, man. Testing. Oh my gosh. My PNG Tuber Plus going super slow now. Come on now. Testing 1, 2, 3. Like you can hear me in my microphone, but my PNG Tuber thing is. Come on. Testing. Oh, okay, yeah, it's moving super slow. It needs to speed up. Testing, come on now. Testing. Okay, it's partially moving a little fast. Still is a bit slow though. Come on. There you go. Yeah, normally it goes a little bit faster, but at least for right now it's going really, really slow. Testing. Okay. There we go. All right. Beautiful. Okay. Man. Well, if anybody's watching and lurking, whatever the case, hello, it's XP Story Gamers here, Detective Elias. Just here settling down, reading my little book, reading whatever's on the page. While all them firecrackers are literally exploding outside of my building, my office suite. I really need to one of the things I'm really gonna end up doing is I really need to get like a lot of changes. Like, I mean I admit I haven't been on the art discipline track lately. So there's a lot of topics I'll be covering today. Just gonna be here for an hour or two, just chatting. Yo, Saito, come on in, bro. How's it going? Haseo, what's up? Well, happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July celebration. This is 250th celebration of fireworks, firecrackers, and all kinds of noises you hear at night all around your neighborhood. And, of course, car alarms going off because of a loud explosion. And that's what happened a few minutes or a few seconds ago. Booming outside my house and a car alarm going off. What the deuce? Went out earlier. Went to a nice place. There's a place with like festivities. Just out there with several people from my ministry, just going out there, just celebrating and giving out things to people, and also for things for kids and stuff. Just going out there having some fun, and then I come home and I'm like, I hadn't even set up my stream because I was so like busy doing other things, and then I was like, I needed to get ready to go, and I just went, okay, do a spontaneous stream at the last second because I didn't want to go back on my word because I wrote on my universe, I'm like, I'm going to be streaming today, and I want to make sure I stream today. But yeah, happy 4th. Happy 4th, Haseo, happy 4th. So I'm going to be going to do a streamline of thought topics that I got in the back of my mind. my art journey. I gotta admit, I hadn't really jumped back start on my artwork since my last commission that I'd done. Yeah. So what I just need to do is pick a time in the day for me to just do some light sketch. Or it's on pencil, paper, which I usually do, but I think I need a newer sketchbook. I mean, I have like this short sketchbook, I think it's plenty full. But I'll have to check. If I don't have any room, I got to get me a new sketchbook. I have a book for anime art and design. I have like some practices, so I just need to get back to doing the most of that on a day-to-day basis. Even if it's just for a few minutes. At least to get my artwork flow going once again. So I can train myself to draw in a certain styles. Learn certain styles for myself. Borrow from those styles. Yeah, well, nothing can do about feeling fireworks tired, drowning out the noise. But yeah, hey, you got to deal with the noise, even if your window is closed. You can close your window and you still hear that boom. So I refuse to just complain about it at this point. I don't complain about, honestly, I don't complain too much about fireworks. I'm just, I like seeing fireworks, to be honest. I used to be like going outside watching like a lot of the fireworks. I remember even as a kid, used to play around, used to have us do like fireworks in the streets. Family. But we didn't go near the fireworks spots. We just made sure to keep distance. But when it gets to a point where like if you know it's going to the late night and maybe you want to sleep, or if it's like there's so much noise, I want it, then you might start feeling like, okay, maybe it does not want it. But I don't have a problem with it. Plus, I kind of gotten used to it, so I'm always excited hearing the fireworks going out. But it does become startling at times because when you hear those loud booms, it's like, I was trying to read a book here, I was trying to study, I was trying to watch this anime, and I mean all this noise, man, stop it. Then you already have a problem. Or be like, I'm trying to sleep for the love of God. Chris Farley. So my art journey has to jumpstart once again. After all, I do have one particular commission thing that I need to get back to, but I have to let the person know, like, hey, I'm making some changes. I'm adjusting my commission service a little bit, so then I can rework it and then finally pursue it the right way for myself and for them, if they're willing to cooperate. If not, then we can always cancel it, and I'll be like, sorry, then we'll have to cancel it. But one thing I will say is, yeah, as I take my journey, I just take it one step at a time. Now that's already out. Second thing I want to talk about, speaking of art journey, I mean, looking at all this overlay stuff. My office. I mean, this is just a plain background I've had for a long time. You know, I've seen so many streams of different kind of background designs, different kind of looks, you know what I mean? And this is all fine and dandy, but eventually I'll need to reconsider advancing my office look a little bit. I might actually do a little bit more detail, but then I'll need to learn how to draw detail. Unless I want to actually hire someone and then pay them, but that would have to depend on like who I would rely on and what cost. Because there's a lot of people you'll find that do commissions for that, but the costs may vary. and depending on what it is, the stuff like that. So I think I need to be very, very think things through before I do that. Because where I'm at right now, it might not work. If I want to do my own, well, that requires me to actually practice and learn how to do that. But if that's not the case for me, then it's best to have someone else do it, which would be the more better option if my finances are up a little bit more to handle that. So I have to really think things through on those regards. But I will say this, it's quite interesting being in I look at my overlays and I say like how proud I am that I was able to do and be able to manage to make the stuff that I did myself. Because at least it shows, at least for me, I can see just how much I was able to work to produce some of these pieces and then learn like the shading I did for the material orbs above, for instance, along with the silver hangover thing that they're attached to. I actually learned a tutorial on how to make metal shine and how to add shading, add a spherical shade. So because I learned to use what is it called? The software is called Ibis. I don't know if it's called Ibis or Ibis Paint. Ibis Paint X. That's what I use to make that stuff. I'm actually proud of the little layout design that I made here for this background. I think it's just how to go further from there requires me to really, really practice and learn more of the program and improve more works to where I'm able to do more advanced stuff or do some basic to intermediate stuff. So then I'd still be able to produce something special. Yeah, I'm hearing them loud crackles outside. Woo! That's why I thought it was the finale for a moment, because it's like usually the finale of 4th of July, it's like there's like the firecrackers in the air, like it's usually like a ton that go off. I think the sound I'm hearing is a ton right now, so it might be the finale. But like I remember seeing the fireworks show be like one-on-one, and then eventually like a multitude all together. Yeah, fireworks, man, it'd be taking me back. You know what I mean? It'd be taking me back. Like it for real. Like it just be taking me back to like old times as a kid, just going to like those fireworks shows, see one firecracker at a time, and then at the end, see them all multiple together. It's always been that case all over the years. Every time 4th of July, the same thing. But I really enjoyed it, That's just me. I enjoyed it with family. They got to see it with friends. I got to see it with other friends and buddies. So in the end, I still had the opportunity to see the fireworks, man. Really crazy, really fun, That's why I say, yo, man, happy 4th. Happy Independence Day. Well, this is just having fun, Ah. Well, man, that guy. Oof. Man, I hear that one. Like pow, 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 pow in the background. I was like, sheesh. I seen a video a long time ago where somebody literally, like, there was a guy. He ran. He was in this. I don't know, it was like some kind of field somewhere, and he bought a lot of different firecracker types, even ones I'd never even seen before. And what he would do is he would test them, and of course, he always kept his distance. He would safely do it. So like once he positions it in a good open space, lights it up, and then he moves further away as possible. But he knows exactly like the kind of amount of measure in terms of like how much of a loud, how widespread it could be, so that way they're careful. And then yeah, he would record it, and you can see like his videos on YouTube. So daringly, he would like literally show all the different type of fireworks, and it's amazing. The different kinds I've never seen before go off the way they do. Some of them have the multiple shotters, some like spreaders, and then some like the loud booms. They like, but it's like, dang, that's crazy. I think he also tested because it was like this big bomb booming one that it was to test in like in a water pond thing or something, which actually I didn't know you could do that, because I was thinking like, well, wouldn't it go out if you threw it in the pond? Not exactly. It would still run inside, then it would still go off. And so I saw that happen, and it was just an empty pond somewhere, but I saw what happened. I was like, whoa. But honestly, I just like the firework display that would often occur. I think there was one like in a pier one time, and it was like the song that was playing was "Sweet America." It was literally like a wooden pier. So I think my family, we were all standing outside, just at this one, just watching the fireworks above us, man. It was crazy. I think it was a time when our family, because I remember my family, we went on like a trip somewhere, but I don't even recall. We just went to, I remember we went to like a Chuck E. Cheese. We were like just traveling in a whole, like we were just doing a family outing. It was really nice. A lot of stuff, man. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I'm like, I got my window next to me. I can definitely hear that. I think one of the things is, what else I can talk about? Already talking about my overlays. But speaking of overlays, fireworks, talk about the fireworks. And then speaking of the overlay thing, eventually I'll need to, once I get my art journey back on track, I'll start working on how to get to designing a more advanced or more like a detailed overlay that kind of gives like a good interior office look. I just have to sketch it and then kind of see like, would I want it to be like this? You know, how would I want it to be so you could see it? You know, I think one of the things I like is what else? I have this one in mind where it's like it'll be like the office setting, but then I got to show my Watson service drone, my Watson Butler bot. You know, Mouser flying around. Yeah. You got the Titan looking or 7-8 foot like Boris in outside peering in or something. Like, you know, just kind of imagining like how would I design it? But one of the things I am trying to work on. So another interesting project I'm working on is I'm kind of conceptualizing myself with a little bit of some short teaser stuff. So like I'm learning to use Flip a Clip, which is an animation style, 2D animation style software on my iPad. I think I can get it on my laptop. I have to look into that, but I have it on my iPad, and what it allows, I can even do it on my phone. It allows me to create 2D animation. So I might do just a slight little tease with something with like my eyes or something, with some music saying coming soon or work in progress at the end or something. And just have it like, oh yeah, I'm just conceptualizing myself a little bit more, you know, because the emphasis is the azure eyes. The eyes themselves are the emphasis. So that's kind of something that I'm actually been thinking about, picturing, imagining in my head for a very, very, very long time. So I'm just learning, I'm just working to try to have that fully conceptualized to something real. But I need to practice, and then get myself up to that point. Or just practice and learn how to animate that. Not too much animate, but just enough good framing. So I have to figure that out. Oh. I've seen some good animation of Flip a Clip, so it's been fine. Oh, I saw that trailer with HSR, and I kind of had the sense by some comments about it that I saw, and also the idea of people relating it to something that, you know, happened in Honkai Impact the Third, involving the Himiko of that one. That same pose in terms of like how she was kind of hovered over Kiana. I remember that scene. You showed me that, and people were comparing to what Himiko does with Stell in that trailer, where she kind of covers her, and then because the thing that's happening to Stell, and then you see like what looks to be Asat Pramod in like his ultimate form, from what I could tell. Yeah. So people are worried. They're thinking, oh no, is this when Himiko dies? Officially, is this when she's completely gone? Is this where she ends? Is it her destiny, her fate of death once again? You know, that kind of thing. Eventually, you know, I know I mean, I'm catching up with Genshin, and then now I just got the whole Archon quest where, or the major quest line for the moon thing and all that stuff, and then of course the return of Sandro and all that stuff, the film festival thing. Yeah. So eventually, I'm just glad to finally complete the whole Sumeru quest line. That was so long. Almost all our conquests can be very long in their own way, but still, I'm just glad I managed to finally finish it, and then see Dottore. Who knew? Like, that was his second soul. His soul was the other one in Nodcry, and this was his second one. Apparently, he divided his soul. But to see all his different types of segments is crazy. especially you saw like the kid one. There was an older, younger, like all his different varying age and varying looks of segments. It's crazy, man. But the soul divided thing was even more. Like this guy just, man. But you understood. But when it came to understand that the original was the old man, the one that died on the spot, and that was him. That was his original. And I made sure to confirm that. Yeah, that was his original. All the others were the segment, but that was him. The Zandik himself, the original, died on the spot. He was like, "Help me up," and they no. That's the one right there. So, but to see that moment where Irminsul burned, because I remember earlier, long time ago when that trailer of the first time trailer of the Harbingers, where you kind of get to see them a little bit more, revealing their faces and stuff, and you find out that you see like what looks to be the tree burning, and then you see the Tory smiling standing there, and you think that must have been Irminsul or whatnot. But here, that didn't happen at that time. It happened at this time. And that's something. So, but it required the use of the pyronosis. But it was interesting when Nahida was going to use it, the three shades showed up. The ruler of life, the ruler of death, and was the ruler of time that was there? Was the ruler of time? So you had Renova, you had what's her name? The one who made Albedo. Then you had the other one. They had like the symbols that represented them. Appear before Nahida, and because she's about to do something, and she was tied to Irminsul. But then to find out that Nicole, being an angel and such great power, switched off her Nahida's connection to the Irminsul to Aru was crazy. That was insane to learn about. It's like, wow. Because I know the goddess of flowers was, I don't know if goddess of flowers was an angel. Were they? I think they were noted to be an angel. Like Nicole. I think they were known to be an angel. I think. But I know they're the ones who made the djinn, Lulupar. And Lulupar eventually departed at that end. Once she got the God's remains of the goddess of flowers out of Kale. I kind of also look at it as like, so just my honest thoughts, since we're on the topic of Genshin Impact and that whole Aran Conquest and Sumeru dealing with the Toray, it almost felt like to me this was like the absolute closure for Kale. Like I felt like this, like I mean even from the beginning of it you could tell this, because the irony in this is that you gotta remember in the comics. Now that was another segment. I'm sure that was a segment of the Toray in that comic. The one that looked the way they did and acted like a gesture, like I think that was another segment. I don't know if that was. I don't think that was the real him. But anyway, I remember how Zandik was experimenting with the whole Elazar stuff, right? I know Kale was one that was experimented on, and they got Elazar, right? And of course, they still had a vital role within, because the whole Elazar thing within, even Dunyarzad had it within Sumeru, because of the whole forbidden knowledge thing curse and got many of them sick and having that such a disease and problem. And then eventually ended after her other half, the other true self, or like just eventually disappeared, like completely died out, like just removed herself from the equation, and then have like Nahida be the one to take over after. And then and then it was the other, and then you have this one lately where apparently you can tell the whole Goddess of Flowers thing put Kale in some sort of vital position some way. Not so much in like dealing with Dottore, but kind of having to control the Jinn for a moment. And in that one scene I saw her where Nicole told her about the incantation. She was familiar, knew of the Goddess of Flowers and everything, and so yeah. And then eventually in the end she would have to she would fulfill Lulupar's requests, in which she would retrieve those remains from the Goddess of Flowers, and then she would fade, she would disappear, and then the bottle just fell right to the ground. I saw that, man. Then you see in the end with Kale in that moment, the group walking with her, and you kind of look at it, it's like, I felt like this was like the official, because she became a ranger. She's been in training for a while, and now she's now a full-fledged ranger. So you could say like this was like an ultimate fulfillment for her, definitely, in all this. But seeing that one shot after Pantalone talked with Dottore one last time, the one that was tied to the Irminsul tree, that one whose soul was tied there, to just him finally standing, raise his arms, saying one last thing, and then just disappearing to dust as the Irminsul tree is being burnt down to the ground. And then he said a few last words, and you see like a blast screen, you see those few last words, and you hear Nahida thing, but the way he's talking, he's like, you know what? I think this is probably where my experiment ends. I think this is a fitting end in a way. Like, it's kind of interesting hearing him talk in that last moment. Not that I feel for him. You know what I mean? I mean, you know how he is. So it's not like I feel for him. But it's like the last dying breath type scenario of hearing just those last words kind of thing. Just hearing him refer to experiments is just pretty much just tells you just how what kind of person he was, the sinister life of his Zandique's mostly with his segments. I mean, Zandique was still as he was, but like once he was out of the picture, it was his segments that took over. He said, yeah. But who knew when I found out that Pantalone was like one of his subordinates, that and I was looking it up, but yeah, apparently some gang group caught him, Pantalone, because it was mentioned in the game too. His name was Fenfao, is his full name. But how he was taken in, and Zandique would have experimented on him, but I think it was because they were saying how like Pantalone, like he was able to talk his way through the Dottore to where instead of experimenting, he would have him be his subordinate, and then he would help him, with his health problem eventually, and he would replace his lungs. He would do, and then something called elixir of immortality, but it was like an experimental drug thing he would use. But the thing is, though, as he mentioned, he's completely gone now. So that means Pantalone only has so much time to live. What a way to go, man. That makes you wonder, though, when we go to Snezhnaya, I wonder what the conversation with him would be like. Especially when you already had someone who's been investigating Regrettor a lot more. And that happens to be Yalan. As we come to notice with that. And it's kind of interesting how but when you look at them, it's really an interesting dynamic. I saw the coat that he has on his back. But then you look at the coat that Yalan has because she got it from one of his supplies. Intercept one of his supplies, and that's where she got that coat. And it's kind of, you're looking at that and you're just kind of thinking to yourself, I mean, Yalan is, obviously he's kind of stealth mission thing. I think, is that the only stake of the game she has with this guy or anything else? I mean, I don't know if there would be any confrontation. He doesn't seem like he wants to fight, but because he mostly deals with like the financial banking and all that kind of stuff. But maybe, who knows, maybe he could fight, but still kind of intriguing, really. But also it's important to note that him and Rooster don't really get along, from what I can tell, at least from what I noticed, or like there's a bit of a rivalry there. But what's going to interest us is the whole Project Stuja. I'm going to do a BRB real quick, kind of get me a little something to drink, maybe like and a bathroom break or something like that. Oh boy, I'm hearing the multiple fireworks. I think that's probably ending at this point. But yeah, I'll be right back. We'll continue our talk with Genshin. We're going to talk about all that kind of stuff. We'll continue our talk. I haven't been on the train steady of playing both games adamantly, except I'm just now getting myself fully on the track of Genshin, and I got plenty of time to make pulls on Sandrone. I'm already like at the 30, 40, or 50th pull, I think. Somewhere middle. But we'll see. I do like the detail of the gears in her eyes. Cat with a Blue Hat YouTuber really did a good job of analyzing every aspect of her, especially when you do her attack and you see the screen shows the sword symbol. Really nice. I did her trial when you do like she just casually, just kind of with boredom, just like kind of move her sway to move the sword. But you see when you do it, by the time you do like second, third, or fourth hit, third or fourth, like you see the screen, or you see like the sword symbol on it. Really nice. Or the melee symbol. Just a nice fine detail. And she has like cogs in her eyes. Like her irises are cogs. All right. Be right back. All right. All aboard. What's up? Yeah. Let's see. Coming right back from my little break. A little drink and everything. Still going for the next several minutes. I mean, Genshin overall here, you know, I mean, there are many, I've heard of many different opinions, thoughts about Genshin and itself. And I mean, for me, observing all that, but then also observing my own gameplay, I mean, like, I get the sense of like the catharsis kind of feel, but one that can be where it's like, you got your main Archon quest, but once they're done, you got all these other things, these other side events. But most cases, you might feel like you just want to speed through stuff. I remember one event in Liyue, where you first meet that one little girl. I don't remember her name. I think she uses polearm, and she has a little she's Dendro, and she has that little is it Yao Yao or Yoi? I don't remember her name. Is it Yao Yao? I think. But if you know, you know her. But yeah, you meet her in that journey, and then like you end up, and it's the one where where you learn about this what's it called, Street Rambler, that kind of stuff. You learn about these two adepti, that old lady is Street Rambler. You learn it was that one quest thing. I remember someone getting in my chat one time, and they told me that they skipped so much of the dialogue and they just went through it for the rewards. And then they wanted me to kind of tell them the whole story of what happened, or tell them the story. You know what I would do if someone did that and they told me, the first thing I would say is, okay, if you want to do a full recap, you could probably watch another video for that. And secondly, I mean, bro, I'm not going to sit here and explain a story that you skipped. That's your loss. I mean, even if you skip most dialogue, even if you just got some of the basic gist of it, I mean, that's enough. But like, to the point where you just skip all of it just to get rewards, I mean, hey, I mean, if you want to do that, that's your business. But man, I'm not going to be the one to tell you a whole story that you chose to skip. I mean, if you got the basics down, I don't need to tell you the whole story. But like, yeah, like it was one of those things where I looked at it and I would say like, well, if I were to handle something like that, where someone came to me, is like, yo, bro, I skipped the whole dialogue and everything, and I got rewards, and I just kind of want to know, like, yo, bro, I just kind of know what's the whole story, bro. And they're watching me stream it, and then the first thing I'm gonna be like, okay, well, if you skipped all of it, I'm not fist to recap you on everything that you chose to skip, buddy. You could just look that up yourself, bro. Not being no offense, but bro, I mean, you skipped all of it. You did, like, you could have just got like some of the basic premise, and then that would have been fine. But the fact that you skipped all of it, and now you want me to do your full recap for you, really? If I did a recap video, then you would check that out. But I'm live streaming this, learning this story myself, and you want me to recap all of it for you? Bro, are you watching me actually play through the story to find out, or are you just gonna let me just explain it by words. Why don't you watch me play it and then you can find out? That's what I would have told them. Even if they were upset about that, I wouldn't care, because it's like, well, that's your fault. That's you, man. You missed it. I mean, you could see me play it and then see the story for yourself. Otherwise, you'd ignore it. I'm not going to explain it to you. It was a funny occurrence. But I can see the whole issue where people, because one of the big things that I noticed is the whole skip button thing. People wanting to skip this dialogue. I can see this dialogue thing is because of the way they do their dialogue in the game. Because the dialogue in Genshin is so long. Now, is Honkai Star Rail long? What if I told you that I have more of an interest hearing the dialogue in HSR than Genshin Impact? Although sometimes I might still feel like skipping the HSR dialogue. I might still want to hear the Genshin dialogue, but if I were to tell you which dialogue I want to hear more, it's HSR. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. You know, but it's just something about it. Now I can understand people do want to, if they want to skip like the Genshin dialogue stuff, I can understand, because of the whole lengthy talking thing can feel boring for so many people, and it's like, I have to endure watch this, you know. I only really skip minor things like base events and bang boo stuff for the most part. And like Triple Z, the bang boo stuff, and then he said skip minor things like basic events. Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna want to pay attention to the dialogue at most, so at least I can get a gist of what in the heck is going on. Because, I mean, the game is RPG story, gacha RPG. It's highly story driven. I know you're pulling for characters. That's the main baseline. That's why it's called a gacha game. So yes. So you're gonna be focusing a lot on that. But if you're doing like an Archon quest, you know what I mean? Yeah. But if you're doing like an Archon quest, or you're doing like some of those like really major baseline quests, or those ones like, you know, even if it's some festival event, like there might be some where you might skip, but in most part, you want to get the gist of it. So like, that's why I couldn't comprehend anyone just skipping the whole thing and not getting the gist of it. Because even if you just have a little bit of the gist, at least you got the prime premise base of it, the primary baseline of it. So then you could explain it in just a simple summary, like, you know. Like if I were to just say the main, just a small snippet of the baseline, like the Sumeru quest that I literally just been through in some few sentences or words, it might be something along the lines of another mind virus interruption delusion thing going on from previous Sumeru, long time ago but different, no longer about the Akasha but something else. Turns out it's Ermin's soul being affected. Turns out Dottoro's back, and we got to get this guy. Okay, so it's this guy, the Ermin's soul thing again with Dottoro, and then his Dottoro, his influence, it's his influence with it, and then also you get like a lot of involvement of so many characters with Sumeru and everything. It's crazy. And familiar faces who actually got voice lines, who actually got VA work, voice work. This is pretty much most of the gist of it. So like, and not only that, a lot of lore background stuff regarding the whole, the whole thing with Sumaru's land and lore and everything. It's like you're getting like it literally just gave this whole Aura Conquest gave you like just about almost every little detail of everything about the whole world and lore of Sumeru and its desert lands. Like literally all of it. The 7 pillars thing, the like everything. Like it gave you all of it, like for real. You get more info about the goddess of flowers. You find out the god remains is the goddess of flowers. That's just resting inside Kale. You got all these things that just get unveiled right before your face. I just like the fact that you got to hear Jet talk. And then Rana. You had to hear Rana talk. And you remember Rana, she was involved with the Aranara critters in like creatures in the forest area of Sumeru. Yeah, she was the one with the one-handed axe. And she got like a dendro vision at the end. So I was happy to see her with us in the village and in Sumeru and or with us at the main county area coming into fight and everything. And yeah, and you got to hear her have a voice work as well. But you know what was really goofy and funny? When the delusions hit and Kale was like in that kind of state, it was the warning thing, the warning vision, where things were reversed or changed. Where apparently Dia, the red mane, was the dancer. And then what's her name? Nilo, is that her name? Nilu was the red mane. The fiery mane or whatnot. I was like, the red hair, red mane. I was there. I was like, wait a minute, nah. It was like they reversed their roles. Yes, they did. And that Kale's teacher, the one Tignari, was the new Mahamatra. So it was like, yeah, they changed so many roles. They changed like what in the world is going on, right? La 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 la. Yeah, so having Mahamatra change like that, man, crazy. The firecrackers just stopped. Okay, so yeah, I definitely reached those finales. I might still hear a little cracker here and there, but yeah, man, it's really crazy. But it was interesting how they used like the newfound Acosta terminal things in that one point to pull off the strat that they did to finally get access. And then the other thing they managed to pull off to get Nahida in there to help with the final battle. Dude, that dual battle with Traveler and Wander was clean. I don't know about you. I don't know about y'all, but like, yeah, I really like that. The dual attack we got to do and everything. But of course, Dottore would eventually figure out. I mean, it was kind of, you could say it's kind of obvious. He would figure out Wanderer was Scaramouche, so it's not like it was gonna be. Even he said it. It's not like it would have been a surprise really if we hadn't figured it out right. But it's like, of course, he's gonna figure it out. Then he said about like having to wipe out having his past wiped out, like not being able to make amends, recompense, I mean, like all that sort of thing, and obviously ticked off Wanderer, and yeah. But the fact that Wanderer gets his point of vengeance on this guy, and they finally deal with this guy for good. Yeah, that final moment at the tree where he just goes to dust as soon as the tree is burning, and his final words is just, man. All it was experiments. Goes to show you how far gone he is. Experimentation. When someone is at the extreme logical side of coding of life and everything and what is good or anything, all bets are off. Morality is just not in the picture for this guy. You can't expect this guy to say what's right and wrong. It's just the opportunity of a beneficiary of for experimentational purposes. That's all it was to him. In his own way. But yeah, he used Ranian technology and stuff just to help him make his segments. It's crazy what kind of tech he did, what he used, man. Zandig. I remember one of his segments because they showed all of them. One of them was him with the full bird mask and everything. And the full bird mask on. Kind of funny looking at how Pantalone and Dottore interact with each other. It's not like, I don't know, I wouldn't say like they were like friends in a way, but rather like in a partnership kind of for their own means and ends in a way kind of thing. I wouldn't say for sure like they were like close friends. Not sure to say that, but like they were like associates, like kind of like a business partnership, kind of like, like I scratch your back, you scratch mine, we do this, it kind of, I don't know, it just can't seem that way to me. I don't know how much depth, maybe superficial, but that's about as closeness as I can muster. Because I don't think it was like a genuine, like, oh yeah, we're true friends. Not too sure about that. It's mostly subordinate and, this person being the chieftain or the one in charge kind of, but like, yeah. Now I just got this one other quest. Just trying to think of what else I want to say. Time is flowing a bit, so eventually I have to close out. What else can I talk about? You know, Triple Z. I know, buddy, you've been playing it more. I mean, the animation in that game. I don't know if the term is flawless or just like, I mean, the way the animation of Zen Zone Zero, Zone Zero is like, the way the characters, the sway and everything, like the way they are in their animation is crazy. I binged the Moon story quest quite a well designed ending was quite something. There's a well-designed ending, huh? I know I gotta do that story quest myself. I think the story quest will definitely be fun if I once I get a shot. They do really have Genshin. I meant do have some really nice story quests. I mean, like, I think the story quests, some of them are really well done, if I say so myself. some of it is really well done. I think there's like some where, you know, you might have some where it's like, I don't know, but there are those that are just like, I think are really good. It is so fitting to the character involved. Like I just, the story quest for like characters, like there's just some where you just like, okay, I'm actually enjoying this. I wonder if when we get to Snezhnaya, the idea that what is Cat with the Blue Hat kind of emphasized, or analyzing a little bits of the trailers, and then what could be observed is, will we fight Renova at the end of it? That's one of the things that it could be. What if we fight Renova? But then again, what if we fight the Cryo Archon herself? What about Piero? What about, I mean, like, I don't know about Rooster. I don't know what we're going to be doing with him. You know, it's going to be like, okay, who's going to be the major bosses? You know what I mean? The major boss in this or anything like that. Like, who's going to be the one we're going to be dealing with here? Are we going to be dealing with Cryo Archon herself? Are we going to be dealing with Renova? Like, you know, just people, just kind of guesses because of the way things have turned out. The way things are going, you know. The Queen looked amazing, though. She really did look something. She looked the part very well. Yeah, I just wish my comp didn't stutter with all the fast reaction needed for dodging and assist and all. Gotcha. Yeah. Let me see if my don't worry, we'll keep chat. I'm still chatting. Yeah, we could talk about some of these gotcha games we've only been playing. I'm just gonna run some tests while we're chatting. Just to test out my chat commands and see what they say, what they're producing, so I can. Gotcha. So that one has to be updated constantly. Let me see. The stutter hurts ZZZ the most of all of them. Oof. Given the type of reaction, the type of stuff you could do in ZZZ, that can definitely be a major headache. That would be such a problem. It's like, dude, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? Whoops. That might change it a little. I have to remember to update this. Like, what's in? Here's the update. This is something I have to remember to do for this one. Of course, I don't have to have this command. I can always change it if I want to. Just lets you know, oh, what's the primary objective today? It's just usually the or the like the case files. Oh, it's just chatting. We're just chatting, hanging and chilling, whatever. And the detectives on scene. You find agent chat. Submit intel using report. That kind of stuff. I might update that a little. Well, let's see. I can update it as like, oh well, the current case files were just chatting. The primary objective is
security level crazy.
I know I still got to change that too. Is chatting about anything today, especially 4th of July and gaming, or not in gaming and games. Something like that. I have to remember to come in here and change it from time to time. Yeah. Yeah, seeing how ZZZ plays, the stutter could definitely be such a pain. The judge will only see far as he is getting clues and do not point to or tell him what is ahead. Oh. Oh, okay. This is for like yeah, let his detective operations function as he wants without spoiling. Yeah, this is like a warning thing, so foresight. This is something I might post sometime if, like, let's say someone trying to spoil. Yeah, the detective will only see farther as he is gathering clues in the present matter. Do not point to or tell him what is ahead. Let his detective operations function as he wants without spoiling. Watson helps me take care of that. Definitely the hardest combat system of Hoyo games. As much people complain about new limited characters needing other limited characters. So it sounds like one of the big hurdles there with ZZZ, from what you're telling me, is how, like, you know, because you have the limited pool characters, right? The 5-star specials. But for the most part of the gaming, when it comes to using them, you want to have more like limited newer characters to fit them as part of the group. More and more new limited characters instead of just like relying on like some older characters. Like, you want to make sure you get the more newer limited ones, so that way the team will be more like a good operational powerhouse or defense cycle, whatever it is you're trying to do, how to use the team, however you're using the team. Okay, it's very respect XP's right to pursue this case solo without any help or aid unless he asks you to provide intel. Warning, no back. Oh yeah, this is the backseating one. Call it solo. Yeah, just testing out my commands. It's like they're working fine. Every detective needs fuel. Do be careful not to have too much caffeine, sir. Your analytical parameters may overexceed their proper function. I might probably do like a Watson voice in a moment just to mess around just a sec. I don't know, let me hide myself a bit and do a little, just to mess around and have fun. Let me see. Wait, yeah, it's 8. Hello, hello. I know I'm doing the Watson voice, but I just want to have him speak. In terms of some of my little commands here, let me do this one. There's a exclamation point data. Analyzing data logs. Corrupted files suggest a deeper truth beneath this narrative. My good sir? Accessing memory logs. Memory fragments recovered. We investigate stories to understand ourselves. Curious, isn't it? I know it is here and trying to be like my Watson voice. Sometimes it's funny hearing myself talk. Data entry. Yeah. Data entry. Oh, here's another good one. Would be cool if I used this while I was playing Near Automata. Running narrative diagnostics. Motives detected. Tragedy, redemption, and a hint of existential dread. Yeah, this is really nice. I need to test the other voice real quick, because I know this one was going in and out.
Testing. Right. Yeah, it's cutting a lot.
Yeah, it's cutting a lot. I have to eventually go in there. What if I took this out? I wonder if that does anything. Let's see. I'm gonna have to see what happens. I cut out some stuff here. Got noise suppression. Let me see about that.
Testing. Testing.
Yeah, I guess that's something I'll have to figure out later. I just want to get myself back on here. Hey, the long entry. Yeah, I still have the mouser sound, but let me see. Yeah, yeah, my mouse here, buddy, is kind of flying around right now. Wait, I want to be a little funny for a sec. Hold on. This happened in Star Wars, but it was the later one, the episode 1, 2, or 3. I don't remember what the whole thing with the past, Anakin as a little boy. But I remember the first time seeing R2-D2. He didn't have the full armor, bronze armor, whatever you call it, on the full body armor piece, but machine piece. But it was first, well, not R2D, well, not R2, was it not R2-D2? It was the other one. Yeah, my bad. But R2-D2 was speaking to him, and he's like, I'll do the lines in a moment. Let me see if I can. Let me switch myself off for a little bit. I'm trying to see if I can pull this off. This is funny. Let me switch. Hello. Switch back to my Watson voice. Let me see if I can do it. I'm gonna play the I'm gonna play the mouser sounds, but I'm gonna be like if it was R2-D2, except mouser sounds playing and that talking in the mouser sound. Ah, good afternoon, mouser. How? Huh? I beg your pardon. Naked? How am I naked? Goodness, mouser. I am actually. This is a chassis. I am not naked. How can you say that, sir? It was with R2-D2, was it C3PO? Yeah, when he's coming without the RV, and then R2-D2 was communicating with the beeps, and he's like, what? I beg your pardon. Naked? Oh my gosh. I remember that, man. It's like, goodness, sir. This is a chat. Like, he has like a S chassis with like a tie or a metal chassis that maybe like it's a suit, but it's like, no, you're naked, man. You don't have to. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to imitate that R2-D2 trying to C3PO scene where he doesn't have the bronze or golden like metallic stuff over his body, and it's like he's a prototype looking or just something, and it is like R2-D2 saying like you're naked. just see something real quick. I was trying to check something. Where is it? All right. Kind of gonna wrap up soon. Yeah, just getting there. I think what I'll say is like this is someone needs a I don't know who ain't turned off the air. I gotta go turn that off. Somebody ain't turned that off. I'm feeling like the air conditioner. I'm like, who's leaving the air conditioner on at this hour? It is already nice and cool. Somebody ain't turned that off. Somebody fell asleep. That's what happened. I gotta be the one to get up and go take care of it because somebody ain't take care of it. I'm like, come on, bro. But anyway, so I think I'll just kind of end with just gonna head off. I think this was a nice, happy 4th of July celebration. I think this was nice and fun. You know, a lot of cool stuff and everything. I think it was just really cool, you know. But it's all good. All I gotta say is this is XP Story Gamer sign off on the case today. Just chatting and chilling. I mean, just talk about some gacha games and stuff, but I think it was nice and fun. At least I gotta test some of my commands to do other kind of stuff. Plus, I gotta go turn off that air. Somebody left that and even turn it. Okay. But other than that, I'm just gonna go ahead and end tonight. Again, happy 4th of July, 250th celebration. All right. You take care of yourselves. You have a good night, hot sale. We'll see you later. And, yeah. Y'all have a good one. Peace out. We'll do some more stuff later. Right now, resting time. All right, then, folks. Am I still on the, yeah. Still Watson voice talking. Well, yeah, that's the end of it. And Watson says at the end of it, too. Yeah. Watson, I'm going to have to ask you to not take over my voice ever again. You know, you're supposed to be back there kind of helping, I don't know, tending to some of the files and other services, and you're over here trying to overtake my voice. Oh, dear. Oh, sorry, sir. I not mean to do that. It was only for the sake of just keeping the maintenance of this whole service stream active for you, sir. That's what he was probably saying. He was actually quiet for a minute there. And then, oh, well, undoubtedly, sir, I'm still here. Ah, well, I think you might want to go check your sleep parameters so you can go back to get some rest in stasis for a bit. Oh, yes, well, that is a great idea, sir. Definitely, I'll get going. Yeah, you want to get going right now. Okay. Well, this is like just about to head off now. All right then. Peace out and everything. And all I gotta say is, well, what is it? What? Yes, we got your favorite electronic gronic cheese that we left it over there in that corner over there. I'm sure. Yes. There you go. That's it. There you go. Okay. At least now Master won't have to bother me with it. Boris, I have to help him change his voice, get his voice changed or something, and help him out. There's still some firecrackers going on outside. Honestly, do I have to unleash Boris over there? I hope not. Okay. Peace out, everybody.